Ramen Nation, Chris Cobain here, and I'm bringing you the only video that you're going to see this week in terms of the NPA. It is NPA Week 10 as I'm making this video, and it is my bye week. So every team in the NPA this season gets a bye week. Pretty simple if you ever watched anything sports-wise, particularly the NFL. You know, every team gets just one bye week, a chance to rest. I mean, it's just Pokemon battles. It's not like we're, you know, going through physical anything, but whatever. They want everyone to have a bye week, and this is mine. I'm actually having the latest possible bye week in week 10. So there's 2 people having bye weeks this week. It's the last week anyone's having them, but that worked out very well for me. I mean, as you guys have known, for those of you who are following the entire season, the season's gone very well for us. We are tied for the best record in the league at the time of making this video at a solid 8-1, which is really good. Our one loss coming against the Golden State Go-Goats due to some mediocre game played by myself, and of course a little bit of RNG never hurts in terms of a loss. So I didn't want to like just leave you guys out there hanging for week 10. I wanted to do some sort of video, so I decided to do just a quick little season update. This video is not going to be crazy or any kind of long, and I plan on doing something like this at the end of the regular season as well. But basically we're just going to go over my Pokemon as you see over there. I almost pointed that way, over there. Stats and all that kind of stuff. So nothing too crazy. And we're just going to go through it like that. So if you want to take a look at all the stat lines, it's going to be games played, games won, kills, deaths, kill differential, and the last one, everyone's all 0. That's going to be actually suicides, basically like dying to life orb recoil or regular recoil or healing wish or memento or whatever that is. While we have run life orbs and recoil moves and even a healing wish Jirachi at one point, we've never actually suicided, so nobody has one of those, so that's stats. Pretty relevant. But we're just going to go through quick. First off, the Blazikins are 8-1. As I said, we are actually in 3rd place in our division. That's kind of ridiculous. I believe there's 6 teams in each division, and we are 3rd because we are behind 1st place Insane Vampanese, who was also 8-1, and 2nd place Snow Bunny, Golden State Go-Go's team we lost to. They are 8-1. We are by far and away the best division in the NPA this season. No division has been as dominant as the top 3 of us. I think the only other 8-1 person in the league right now, I could be wrong, is Dan, though, I believe. So we are pretty much running rampant, and I'm in 3rd place because of the kill differential. My one loss was 4-0, which really set me back. As the time I'm recording this video, I think Vamp's kill differential like 20 plus 23, and mine and Snow's are both plus 18. But they have a match to go, so if they both win in week 10, we will all be the same record, and they'll probably have more differential than I do. So, but that said, while the first 2 in each division do make the playoffs, there's a wild card, and as of right now, I actually do sit in the wild card, so we're in the playoffs. I think we're guaranteed now. I think it's almost guaranteed, pretty much anyway guaranteed, unless something ridiculous happens. And I can have the ability to go at least 2nd place because Vamp and Snow have not played each other yet, which means one of them is guaranteed a 2nd loss. So if we can keep it up, we'll at least be guaranteed 2nd place. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So we're just gonna run down each Pokemon stats and stuff they've done. So we're starting off with our Tier 1 pick, but our Round 2 pick will be Jirachi, who has played in 6 of, remember, 9 games. 6 games, 5 wins, did suffer that 1 loss, 7 kills, 1 death, and the 6 overall differential. Jirachi's been really good for us this season. It's never had a particular game where it went absolutely crazy, but it's done its job. Basically every week I've called upon it, and it's been good. The only setback was it got paralyzed 5 times, of course, in that 1 loss. But only 1 death so far, and basically every time we needed to come in clutch, it has. Obviously, its biggest one was against Dan. The Calm Mind was against Cresselia, and it's just been dominant, so good for it. Going into the 2nd pick, like I said, this is going to be pretty quick, nothing too crazy here, is the Pokemon that's been in the most games, of course. That'll be Garchomp, only failing to start in week 1. 8 games played, 7 games won, 12, of course, everyone that's not full has lost in that 1 game, obviously. 12 deaths, by far the team leader, and kills, but 6 deaths, 12 kills, 6 deaths, leading the team in both of those. And tied for Jirachi for highest kill differential on the team at 6 as well. Garchomp has been an absolute nightmare for people to face. Now, I have misplayed him often. It's been probably my main problem going into this year. Has been playing Garchomp. I lost it in a loss unnecessarily to Zapdos. I've sacked it a couple of times where it didn't need to be sacked. Particularly against like Snow Bunny when I lost. I did it against Dan. I've done it a couple other times as well. It's something that that Reiki's harped on me for, but it's something that I need to fix, and I can't be doing that. He is my main person. That is why he was my #1 draft pick. He has to lead the team. I can't let him die the way I have been, so 6 deaths is too much for him. So we look for me in the coming weeks, and especially the playoffs, to play way smarter with Garchomp in the future. But does have the 12 kills, which is a lot. His main thing was in week 2. He finished in his debut match. He got 4 kills, sweeping the ending for that, picking up our second win. It was a great match for him. But overall, he's been dominant. I would like to clean up the kills, but he's definitely one of the team MVPs at this point. Jumping into the next one, we have Slowking at 5 games played and 5 games won. He's only got 2 kills and 3 deaths, -1 differential, but Slowking has been an absolute gem for me. Slowking is not built to get kills. He's not built to kill a bunch of things. And he's done a lot of things this season where he's really coming to handle, particularly things like Thunder Wave. Especially last week, I think it was, he Thunder Waved a Choice Scarf Frostlass that allowed us to finish it off with Diancie. He does stuff like that all season. Thunder Waves and Scald Burns and just overall walling annoyances, slowing things down so that they can't run crazy over our team. That's been his main point this entire season. So his stats don't reflect his usability, but he's been very good to have, and I'm look forward to using him later. We've got Gligar coming in next. This one's really unfortunate. He's only got the 1 game, the 1 win, and only the 1 death. He's only played week 1. Gligar, for most times this season, has been really passive for us. Way too passive for us to want to pick. We only used him once against Vamp in week 1, where it's either like got knocked off, and he ended up literally just being fodder later on in the game. So that sucks. He definitely has usability. He's my only straight-up hazard removal on the team. Obviously, Diancie gets Magic Bounce, but he's the only straight-up removal with the Fog. And he's a really good wall. We just have found ways to use other walls to our advantage. A lot of our opponents' best physical attackers have been able to beat him with anything for alligators or Victinis with Glaciate, or you can run mixed, or things like Conkeldurr who get Ice Punch, and Dan Scolipede gets Aqua Tail, and he's only weak to 2 things. It's just they're kind of common, and it keeps hitting us, and we keep looking at him going, he could be a wall, but then crap, this gets this, and it would almost one-shot him, and it makes him worthless. So only time we've had the use is actually against Vamp's Charizard. So hell, maybe a playoff matchup. Vamp's on his way to the playoffs as well as us, so we might have a matchup with him. Maybe he sees use there. Coming in next is the underrated Pokemon of the year. I love this thing to death. When we drafted this, I did not think it'd be so good. It's Drapion. He's like not the straight up MVP of the team, but he's been the most surprising Pokemon on my team to me. Drapion, has played 7 games, won 6, 8 kills, 4 deaths, and that kill differential, of 4. So this thing has been way better than the 4 kill differential. It's been absolutely awesome. Whether it's knocking off things, not quite getting the kills, but hitting things with knockoff, just for utility. Whether it's been taunting setup sweepers and completely thrashing them, whether it's been whatever else, trying to set up toxic spikes, whatever have you. This thing has been absolutely awesome. We've found ourselves running this way more often than I expected to. He's made a fantastic wall breaker, a fantastic bulky Pokemon, doing stuff like running Shookaberry, tanking a Mega Sceptile Earthquake, and countering back with that Poison Jab, taking him out, or stuff like that. It's been absolutely brilliant. Love him. I'm glad to have him on the team, and he will get a lot of use later. Jumping in next, we have Rotom. Only used twice this season, unfortunately, but he's won both games. 1 kill, 2 deaths, -1, but this thing's been big for me as well. And week 2, it's made its debut. I believe in that. It got its only kill by, I believe, killing a mole trace, but it also dropped some burns on some things. And then in a couple weeks ago, we went up against that mega low punny where he died turn 2, but he burnt the low punny, and the low punny was literally worthless for the rest of the match. That's what we call utility. Doesn't matter that his stats aren't that crazy. He could be better in terms of stats, but he's had the utility. Both times we've run him, he's done his job, specifically burning that mega low punny, taking that guy's biggest threat and making it completely worthless for the rest of the match. That was brilliant, and he's done well. Coming in next, we have our mega of the team. It's going to be Mega Deante. He's played 7 games, won 6, 5 kills, 4 deaths, 1 differential. Another one of those Pokemon, this is one of those Pokemon, I should say, one of the 2 that has had a lot of use, but for whatever reason, each week, it just hasn't been able to get going too often for certain reasons. A lot of times because other Pokemon put in a lot of work. Other times I just need it, need it to do something specific, and it doesn't get its roll. It takes a lot of damage. The roll gets reduced. It really had a coming out party. Was it last week? It might have been last week. I'm not really sure, but a week or 2 weeks ago, where it picked up 3 kills. No, it was last week because it killed the Frostlass, and it killed the Victini, and it killed the Porygon too as well. So yeah, that was its real coming out party. It was actually 2 and 4 until then. Making it the lowest kill differential on the team at -2 at that point. But now it's got 3 kills, it's +1. It's had ability to do a lot of work. Just here and there, just things got in its way. It didn't really get a lot of chance to do a lot. So, but good Pokemon, definitely something we'll be using in the future, obviously. And then we've got Celebi. Yes! I've made an entire point of this season of making this thing look monstrous. We've only run it 4 times. We've won all 4. 5 kills, and the only Pokemon on the team with a Goose Egg, 0 death, making its kill differential 2nd on the team, or 3rd technically, at 5. And when I drafted this, I've said this many times this season, when I drafted this, I got absolutely railed for it. Almost everyone else in the entire league was like, why would you draft that stupid onion fairy? It's double weak to bug, it's weak to fire, it's weak to ice, it's weak to poison, weak to flying, blah blah, weak to ghost, weak to dark. Yeah, it's got a lot of weaknesses, obviously. But it's such a good Pokemon, it's such a good wall. Its main role on the team this year has been a physical wall. Completely shutting down Galactic Elliot in week 3 by totally destroying his Aerodactyl with Crunch and his Ice Punch Ice Punch regular Medicham, both totally shut down, completely worthless. And then it shut down the Low Punny, Mega Low Punny that was burned. It shut down the Azumarill in the same exact week. Its physical wall set has been absolutely crazy for us. He's literally not died yet. I plan on keeping it that way. For everyone who said he was a bad pick, in your face. No, but seriously, he's been great. And I love him, and I plan on not letting him die ever again. So we'll see how that goes. Moving in next, we have the Pokemon. This thing is so unfortunate. Gyarados, 6 games, 6 wins, 2 kills and 3 deaths, -1. This thing is the epitome of a series of unfortunate events. At least, let's see, 6 games, at least 5 times in the 6 times we've run him, he's been able to completely clean sweep any variant of my opponent's team. His coverage is so good, so powerful, that every single week, literally, we've ran a set where we felt like it could completely clean sweep the opponent, whether that was just a Dragon Dance set, a Sub Taunt set, Waterfall, Bounce, Crunch, Earthquake, Ice Fang, whatever have you. He's been able to do a lot of work against the opponent almost every time we brought him. Unfortunately, same thing as Deante. Every week, whether it's Garchomp or Jirachi or Deante a couple weeks ago or whatever it was, it's just constantly slowed down. It either ends up dying to something because I'm forced to sack it because it gets Intimidate and I have to switch in on something to slow it down, you know, and stuff like that. It just ends up not doing as much as I would like it to. But don't get me wrong, though, this thing has been absolutely huge for us this season, putting a lot of pressure on at least my opponent's team building and scaring them on the team preview, forcing them to play around it. And it really came into fruition last week. It didn't get any kills last week, but it didn't die either, and completely walled off my opponent's extra drill, making what would be normally a very terrifying Pokemon into a complete waste of time because it had absolutely no way to beat Gyarados. We ran such a bulky set that Gyarados was 3-hit KO'd by Life Orb, Extra Drill, Rock Slide after Stealth Rock's damage, literally. So, huge for us. Coming in the last two here, first up we got Virizion. We haven't got a chance to run these all that often. In fact, Xbo's thing says 0 games won, which I just realized someone forgot to update that. But Virizion has 4 games played, 3 games won, 2 kills, 2 deaths, kill differential 0. And we've ran it a few times where it really had a lot of worth, but didn't really get going. Mainly the week we fought that Mega Sceptile, I think it got frozen by an Scrafty Ice Punch, I believe. And it really hurt it for the rest of the game. It was featured in our one loss where it beat Mega Slowbro, where I didn't get swept by it at least. But he's been good for us. He's been a good utility. He is our main knockoff switch in. It really makes people avoid wanting to go for knockoff with things like King, Jirachi, and Celebi and stuff like that. We will get some more use out of him for sure coming into the season because he's got a lot of use, both physically and specially as a wall and as an attacker. He can do all those things well. And finally, we've got my final pick of the draft. It'll be Xploud. 4 kills, 4 games, excuse me. I think he's won all 4. I don't think he was in that loss, but he may have been. 6 kills, 3 deaths, kill differential 3. Like I said, someone forgot to update that. Apparently, he's won no games. He's played 4 times and lost all 4. Man, I have more losses than I thought. But we haven't used him all that much, but he's absolutely huge. This guy's main purpose, obviously the Boom Burst spam, it absolutely makes everyone I play fear me, because they're like, holy crap, he's got Xploud. And what am I going to do if it's just spamming Scrappy Boom Burst? There's like 4 direct counters to it in the entire game, not including like random obscure soundproof Pokemon like non-Mega Abomasnow Electrode. But this thing is absolutely brilliant. He's done work. He's put in the most work every time we brought him. He's come out, including MVPing week 1, I believe, picking up 3 of his kills, half of them already there. Absolutely decimating people with Boom Burst and making everyone I face go, shoot. This guy's got Gyarados. This guy's got Xploud. This guy's got Garchomp and Jirachi and Celebi. What the hell am I going to do? That's been the biggest point for this season. All my opponents absolutely fear me when they go into team building. And it's helped us pull off this 8-1 record. And it's helped us gain a playoff berth. So we have 3 games left going into the season. Obviously, week 11, 12, and 13 all yet to play. Like I said, unless something like catastrophic happens, we're already in the playoffs. I think the only way we're out is if I lose all 3 and one specific person like wins all 3. Obviously, that's a possibility. I don't see it happening. Completely honest with you. So it looks like at this point the Blazing Wings will be steamrolling into the playoffs and having a good shot to make a deep playoff run, being one of the better teams in the league right now, and trying to go ahead and win ourselves an NPA championship to match Vumps from last year. So we'll see what happens. But thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. This video was kind of weird, but thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Like I said, one of these videos will happen at the end of the season as well, the end of the regular season, where we'll go over all the final stats and my positioning in the playoffs and all that fun stuff. Maybe who my first playoff matchup is, if I know that already. Well, we'll get to that when we get to that. So next video, of course, will be my Week 11 team builder, followed by the Week 11 matchup against Exception? I think the Exception. I believe so. I'll see you guys then. Alright, as always, thank you for taking time out of the day to watch the video. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys in week 11 of the NPA as we continue our roll into the playoffs. Alright, okay, peace, Promenation. See you guys in week 11.